A text prompt typed into ChatGPT is quietly replacing photo editing apps for millions of Instagram users, and this video is not a tutorial. It is an explanation of why that shift is happening right now and what it reveals about where AI creativity tools are heading next. Here is the first thing worth knowing. You do not need to download anything. No filter app, no Lightroom preset, no Photoshop subscription. You upload a photo directly inside ChatGPT, type a description of the style you want, and the image comes back transformed. That frictionless gap, zero app, zero skill barrier, is the core reason this behavior is spreading so fast. So let us look at what is actually going viral and why it works. The first pattern that appears to be spreading widely is what creators are calling the cinematic portrait prompt. Users are uploading casual selfies or family photos and asking ChatGPT to reframe them with specific visual language, things like soft rim lighting, dark backgrounds, a slight film grain, and a moody color grade. The result looks like a still from a short film rather than a phone snapshot. The lofi dusk aesthetic that recently went viral on Instagram follows exactly this structure. Creators are reporting that the same photo, run through a well-written prompt, suddenly reads as intentional and editorial rather than accidental. The key word there is suddenly. The photo did not change in content. The style wrapped around it did. And that style gap is what Instagram's algorithm rewards. The second pattern is the professional headshot prompt. This one is gaining serious attention outside of creative circles, which tells you something important. People are using ChatGPT to take an ordinary photo, shot at home, in natural light, against a plain wall, and ask it to reframe the image as a clean professional headshot. The prompt typically describes the lighting style, the background tone, and the level of detail to preserve in the face. What makes this interesting is not the output itself. It is who is using it. Reports suggest this use case is spreading among people updating resumes, LinkedIn profiles, and freelance portfolios who cannot afford a professional photographer session. AI is not replacing photographers here. It is filling a gap that previously had no affordable solution. The third pattern is more playful and arguably the most viral in raw sharing terms. Chibi avatars, anime-style character conversions, fake movie posters, and Y2K aesthetic transformations are all circulating heavily on Instagram Reels and across creator communities. These prompts work because the output is shareable by design. When someone sees their own face rendered as an anime character or dropped into a retro film poster, the instinct is to post it. The content creates itself, and the creator becomes the subject. That loop, AI output as instant personal content, is a new creative behavior that did not exist 2 years ago. Now here is the part that most tutorial videos skip entirely. Why is this happening through ChatGPT specifically, rather than dedicated photo editing apps? The answer appears to be trust and accessibility combined. ChatGPT already has a large installed base of users who are comfortable typing into it. When OpenAI added image generation and editing capabilities, those users did not need to learn a new interface. They just extended what they were already doing. The prompt became the creative tool. And because natural language is the interface, the barrier to experimentation is almost zero. You do not need to know what an opacity slider does. You describe what you want in plain words. This is the same dynamic that drove AI note-taking apps into the mainstream. The moment the interface became conversational, adoption accelerated sharply. Photo editing appears to be following the same curve, just on a faster timeline because Instagram's visual culture creates immediate social feedback. There is also a subtler shift happening underneath the viral trends. People are learning to think in prompts. When a user types, "Make this look like a cinematic portrait with warm shadows and a 1990s film grain," they are not just editing a photo. They are developing a visual vocabulary. They are learning to describe aesthetics in language. That is a new kind of creative literacy, and it is being built quietly, one Instagram post at a time. The behavior is not slowing down. New aesthetic categories are appearing faster than any single app could ship filters for them. The prompt as tool model means the creative space expands every time someone tries a new description. This channel explains why AI behaviors like this one are spreading before the mainstream press catches up. If you want to understand the next shift before it becomes obvious, that is exactly what every video here is built to do. Now here is the question worth sitting with. ChatGPT is being used for photos, but a very similar prompt-based shift is quietly happening in video creation on Instagram Reels, and the tools involved are not the ones most people are watching. That is the next explanation coming up.